You're listening to Soulfood Chats.
Conversations that nourish your soul.
I'm Rahul.
And I'm Natalia.
So grab your favourite drink,
Get cozy,
open your mind,
and let's start chatting.
Hi everyone.
Welcome back.
Today we're going to be talking about victim mentality.
Well, victim mentality is something that I think we've all experienced.
We've been there.
At least many of us. It's this huge, vicious cycle perpetuating where we victimize ourselves all the time. We think that everything and everyone, the whole world is against us. Nothing is working out for us. Everything always goes wrong. And I definitely was in that cycle. Every time I would ask myself, why me? Why is it happening to me again? Why is it always happening to me? And I would just resort to being resentful, sad, feeling bad about myself. You know, it's an uncomfortable feeling. As we spoke in episode 1, I mentioned that I was very shy and, I didn't want to give people any possibility to criticize me or say something rude to me because I was scared of rejection. I was scared of being judged and not accepted. So that victim mentality has been created there for me because I would put myself in positions where I would expect others to always reach out, always start conversations, and always be the first ones to engage with me, because then that meant that I was fun to be around or they wanted to get to know me. So I was an interesting person. But that's not the case. Mm-hmm. And I would victimize myself in that scenario through thinking that people are mean, that they don't like me, that, and obviously devaluing myself through that. It was very limiting and unpleasant. And I think what really helped me start to heal that version of me was when I talked to my friends. I opened up and I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling like this. I don't know what to do. And some of them were really calm and composed. And I wanted to ask, how are you doing this? How are you like this? Why does something in your life that goes wrong for you doesn't affect you? But it was affecting me. Anything, even the smallest thing would affect me, and I would victimize myself, oh, again, this is happening, this terrible feel. Of course, I'm so unlucky. And I would catch myself in my head repeating those thoughts. Oh, I'm so unlucky. I'm so unlucky. Why am I so unlucky? And I didn't even know that I was thinking that way until I started to be really mindful of what I'm thinking about myself. So yeah, when I started talking to my friends about this, they were like, you just let go, you've got time. You are okay. You are worrying about yourself too much. You're worrying about everything else around you too much. Just go back to yourself. Calm down. Don't think that you have to solve everything right now. And especially when adversity shows up in your life, don't think you have to fix it now. Don't think that the whole world is crashing down and you're a terrible person or you're never going to succeed or anything like this. It's not the end of the world.
Wouldn't you say as well, with this sort of mentality and this thinking, that actually more of those things start to happen and more things start to go wrong for you in your life because you're almost attracting them?
Yeah, because it was just something I was focusing on constantly. Even if something good showed up, it wouldn't have the same power or value as the negative thing that just popped up, because I was so fixated on the negative scenarios and that I'm unlucky and that, world is so tough and people are mean and guys are mean, or, somebody's going to hurt me or judge me. So yeah, I stopped appreciating the amazing things that happen.
100%. But when we actually look at it, there's so many amazing things that are happening in our lives and about ourselves. And I think we actually just have to take a moment. And I also found when doing that, it's almost like you become more grateful for the good things that you do have. And in turn, you're going to attract more good things as well, right? Now, in terms of sort of breaking free from this thinking, for me, it was always about thinking, okay, do you know what? I have the power to shift this narrative. I can take that power back. And just understanding that actually you are so worthy of success, of the things that you want, of, you know, healthy friendships, healthy relationships in your life. And not everything has to go wrong. And yeah, life is not going to be perfect. That's a given, right?
Yeah.
That's everybody's life. And I think in life, while it's not perfect, you have to embrace those things. And actually, even the bad things that happen or the things that, you know, might not have gone your way necessarily, think actually, what's the lesson I can take from this? And how can I grow from this scenario?
It's actually great that you're bringing this up because I think, you know, what is bad and what is wrong? There's no right or wrong. It's just the way we perceive it, the way we think about this circumstance. So exactly like you said, you know, like what is something that I can learn from it? You don't necessarily have to look at the experience that seems negative and doesn't favor you as a negative one, as a bad thing, but it's actually a blessing in disguise because it showed you something that now you can grow from that and become better and better yourself.
It's a blessing in disguise. Like you said, like I look back on now some of these mistakes or, you know, opportunities maybe that I didn't get or a door that closed in my life. And now I actually think I am so thankful that that thing happened. Whereas before I'd just see, oh my God, that door closed. Oh my God, this thing didn't happen. I would feel sad. I would feel angry. I'd be like, I gave it my all and still it wasn't enough. And then you also then feel less worthy, right? But you have to see that just because that thing didn't go your way, that doesn't mean you're any less worthy. You are worthy and you are good at what you do. People kept telling me this, but I was the only one not getting that memo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then I realized that it's all up here. You have to shift your own perspective.
Yeah.
Shift that narrative. And then when I shifted it, so many more positive things started happening.
Yeah.
And I only just took the lessons. I improved myself and just kept working on myself because you can't lose anything by working on yourself.
It's such a funny thing because, people, you know, people compliment you, people tell you good things, congratulate you, appreciate the work you've put out or something you've accomplished, right? But you still keep putting yourself down and criticizing yourself and always looking for things that are not perfect yet or something that you don't like about yourself yet, which obviously is great because you're kind of self-aware where you want to go next. You know what you want to improve within yourself. However, it's very important to also acknowledge the amazing things that you have accomplished so far and how great you are, because that's where success lies in.
Yeah.
It's just feeling
100%.
the love for yourself and being happy for everything you've accomplished so far.
Yeah, it's like don't diminish your own progress. And it's also like the things that you have accomplished or the things that you have done or even the compliments you receive, remind yourself of that. Sometimes when we're in that mentality, we almost forget about these things, right? And sometimes you get a bit of that imposter syndrome as well, right? And it's like, oh, you know, for example, for me, when I got my first job in this industry, I went on set and I was like, oh my God, there's so many of these like amazing, talented people around me. And I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, how did I get this job? But actually, I got the job because I am worthy of it. I did a good audition and there's nothing to say that I can't be in a room with these people. Yeah. But why am I seeing it like that, right?
Yeah.
So now it's all about shifting the mindset.
Yeah, the thing that happens to me is I'm in the room with the people and I'm just like, oh, these are great people. I don't have anything valuable to say in this room. I should just stay quiet. Like I kind of, you know, shut down, close off because I feel like, oh, I'm not enough for this. I'm not good enough. I haven't done it. You know, it's like victimizing myself into thinking that, oh, again, this is not going to work out because they are so great. So kind of also putting them on a pedestal, you know.
100%. But then when you start shifting this thinking, you start to see actually, do you know what? I can hold my own in a room with these people. What I do, what I bring is valuable. My ideas are valuable. My opinions are valuable. I am valuable and I am enough. And when you feel like, do you know what? I'm enough in myself. Even if maybe I haven't got as much experience yet, I'm just good enough in myself, right?
You stop allowing yourself to let yourself define yourself by other people. It's your perception. It's you defining yourself based on the assumptions of what people are or what they're not, you know? So you defining yourself truly
Exactly. But
through that.
yeah, and it's almost like you see yourself, for example, in this industry, especially, obviously there's a lot of competition and all of that. You almost start to see yourself like, oh my God, these people, they're better than me, they're this than me, they're that than me. But no, when you realize that actually I'm just unique, they're unique, right? We're all different. We all bring something different. Nobody else can do the same thing that you did in the way that you did it.
There is always space for everyone.
There is space for everybody. And why can't there be? So you just have to stay in your power, know that you're enough, and just be authentically yourself. And I think when you shift this mindset, that starts to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely agree with that.
You know, why play the victim when actually you could play the main character?
Yeah. You could be the main character of your story, writing your own story, your own script. So if there is anything in the current script that you do not like, you just sit down and rewrite it.
Yeah, take the pen and rewrite it.
Yes, Beyonce here. Yeah.
She said it.
It sounds very simple. However, this process can also be difficult. I think like all of the self-development, it sounds easy, but when you're on that journey, it is hard. A journey of obstacles, challenges.
To overcome those inner challenges within yourself as well, right? And you're going to hit blocks. You might have a small setback. But the thing is, those setbacks are never setbacks. That's the thing, right? Yeah. You just have to keep going.
You can't have growth without a setback.
Exactly.
You can't.
You just have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
And even on the days when it's hard, just keep going.
Persist.
It will pay off. And when it does, you'll actually just look back and think, I used to think like that. Really? Yeah. Really did I used to think that way?
Silly, yeah.
Right? And then you'll just be like, actually, do you know what? There's so many wonderful things about me. There's so many great things happening to me in my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, everything might not be perfect. And I might not be perfect. And I'm never going to be perfect. It never will be perfect. That's life.
I think it's amazing to just let go of that constant search for perfection.
I was just going to say that. It's like sometimes we think, oh, my life is this because it's not perfect. That doesn't mean actually that your life is bad. Actually,
it's perfect in the way it should be for you.
Exactly, the way it should be for you. Everything is happening just as it should in divine timing. As long as you just allow it and you just go with the flow. Yeah. So if there's an adversity that comes, sometimes I've actually found that because of that, I've then found something new within myself, or I found a new way of doing things, which wouldn't have happened if I didn't face that challenge or face that adversity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can become an active participant in your life because you decide. Always it's you deciding. So I think we will be very repetitive in every episode in terms of you having the power and you deciding. Yeah.
But actually I think it's good because we want to instill in you guys that actually you do have the power. Yeah. We do have the power. And I also think, it comes down to that thing of like, people say, okay, I'm trusting the universe. You absolutely should trust the universe. You should trust God, whatever it is that you believe in. But at the same time, if you don't make an effort to change something or do something, that thing is not going to happen that you want to happen. Some people will sit there victimizing themselves, thinking, oh, nothing good happens. This didn't happen for me. That is not happening for me. But actually, I think sometimes you also have to look, well, actually, what are you doing towards that thing? Yeah. Are you working towards that thing, or are you just sitting there expecting it to happen, right?
Yeah. And everything starts with that little thought and that little shift that happens within your brain. And in that moment, when you revert to your victim mentality mindset again, you decide to switch that around and say, actually, you know what? I don't care. I'm great. I'm lucky. This might have not worked for me, but next time I'll make it happen. It is going to happen. And I think that moment is where it starts to, shift that mindset, and everything in your life will start shifting. It's just about persisting
100%.
in that work and keeping yourself accountable that, oh, every time I notice this, like really start observing your mind and the way you think, the way you react to things. And once you start observing that, you will notice what is happening within you here.
100%. 100%. I was just going to say off that you have to persist in shifting your mindset. You also want to, if, for example, you have a dream of yours, you want, for example, say you, as an actor, for example, you want, I don't know, X kind of role in this kind of TV show, right? You know, some people I know, they're like, oh, I want that role. And then I ask them, oh, you know, so what did you, they're like, oh, but it's never going to happen for me. It's not happening for me, blah, 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 blah. Till now, this audition, I didn't get an audition for that role or whatever they're saying. But then I asked them, okay, did you maybe, I don't know, write to those casting directors? Did you, basically, are you taking active steps towards that thing that you're saying? They're like, oh yeah, but I'm not going to do that because it's never going to happen for me. Yeah. That's just like...
I've noticed some people straight away just completely, they negate themselves. They completely take themselves out of a situation where it actually can even happen. You know, like even a simple phrase as, I can't do it, is a killer. It's an instant killer because now you're rewiring your brain. You're telling your brain and your body as well, because your body reacts to your thought, I can't do it.
Exactly. But actually, if you keep persisting and you keep going and actually you think, yes, I can do it.
I can't do it. And you just try it. You fail. Well, you do it again. I can't do it. And you do it until you can do it. And I can guarantee that you will be able to do anything you want to do.
And instead of saying, I can't do it, why don't you just say, I can do it. I will be able to do it. Maybe I can't do it yet, but maybe tomorrow I'm going to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's the same thing. I think mindset plus actual hard work go hand in hand. For example, you want to learn a new skill, right? Maybe you want to learn, I don't know, an instrument. You want to learn a sport. You want to, whatever it is, the skill you want to learn. If you just sit there and go, well, I can't do it.
It's not working out for me.
Yeah.
Oh, again, today I messed it up. I can't do it. Then you just close the door. You don't allow yourself. Yeah, you don't allow yourself to explore it. You don't allow yourself to move forwards. There's nothing left.
I think instead, if you think, okay, actually, do you know what? I'm going to persist with this skill. I'm going to keep working hard at it. Someday, you will reach the point where you could be a pro at that skill. But it's all about persisting, keep going. But how do you persist? Because you shift your mindset to do so, right? You have to shift your mindset because you won't be able to do it without that mindset where that determination needs to be there.
I think we can bring a great example of creating this podcast.
Oh, yes.
We faced loads of adversity, loads of little things that just were like minor things.
Yeah. In getting the equipment together, in getting this thing together, in setting up this thing. And it's just things that it's like, oh my God, how is it happening?
Every day and every step, there was something that we would have to resolve. Something was not working. Something didn't go our way. But we persisted, you know, we persisted.
And we thought, actually, what's the solution?
Yeah. Obviously, we've had moments like when we reacted, we've had moments of disappointment, of maybe, oh, I'm tired now. Like, why isn't it not working, you know? But we didn't stay long in that narrative.
Exactly.
We just shifted, hey, we don't know how, but it will work out. We will solve this issue.
100%.
And we actually took action to get it solved.
That's the thing. I'm not just going to sit there like, oh, I need to solve this problem. Oh, I have a problem. No, I actually have to take action. And I think that's why I'm saying, even like with the skills thing, it's like, you got to take action to get to that. We wanted to fix X problem with, I don't know, whatever it was we were doing this week. We have to take the action to do so.
But that action was also coming from a place of trust. So we trusted that everything will work itself out for us, that God or the universe is working for us. You know, it was not coming from a place of desperation, of anger, of like, it was just coming from a place of trust that it will work out. It
will work out. It's just trust the process. It's the flow. And actually we thought, well, maybe, you know what, this part didn't work. This piece of equipment isn't working out for us, or we couldn't get hold of this thing. But actually, maybe you're going to get hold of something better. And I think we did.
Yeah. I mean, we laughed through it. We sang through it. So
yeah, listen, we're human. We had the emotions through it as well.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, we just worked it out and thought actually practically what is the solution to this problem? Because that's the thing as well with taking the pen and rewriting it. If you have a problem in your life, you actually have to think, okay, how would I change it? What would I change? And the thing is as well is like, if you want different results in your life, you can't do the same things you've always done.
you
or think the same way
you have to focus on the result. Once you focus on the result you desire, you want, then everything else will start showing up accordingly.
Exactly.
Because you will start noticing those things. Because wherever your focus goes, energy flows.
You know, you just have to like be open to adapting and shifting through that. And sometimes it will feel confusing. Sometimes you might feel a bit lost. It's all part of the process. And they're the times where actually you're going to find something new. So here's to not playing the victim anymore. And just taking the power back.
Yeah.
Being the
being
main
strong,
character.
being the main character of your own story.
Exactly.
I think the moment I started saying no more often, being assertive, is where everything changed for me. Is ignoring my own needs and enduring in that uncomfortable feeling worth it?
I don't want to sacrifice my own health and my own inner peace just to be at this party.
Even at work, I would take on more responsibility. And I thought, oh, this way, you know, they're going to notice how amazing I am and how hardworking and committed I can be. No, truly, I was just being used.
It's great if other people respect you, and they should respect you, but actually they only start respecting you when you have self-respect for yourself. I know I'm having that gut feeling. I can feel it. I feel so uncomfortable in this
But
situation.
then you're doubting, but maybe it's just, you know, just me being crazy.
That intuition is ringing and you've got to pick up the phone and be like, I'm listening. I'm listening. Right?